Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Shamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is breaking the black magic or dark magic of that last person who felt rejected and in their anger is now directing a lot of evil intentions towards us. If you remember, I mentioned that there was someone who had started organizing events supposedly for me, and that had slipped out as a truth that she hadn't intended on revealing, and quickly corrected herself. And when I called her on it and cut her off, that quickly led to the usual misdirection of self-hate, right? Lashing out and all that sort of stuff. The usual spiel that most of us have been dealing with for years and years and years through various different people. But to make a long story short, I was recently in two situations that could have ended quite differently, quite negatively, that could have potentially been dangerous, but nothing bad happened in both situations. I was massively divinely protected. And I have recently met a new, really cool person that I connected with. And I was just in a situation where both myself and that person could have had some hardship, but we luckily were protected and it was okay in the end. But that's when I found the stick that's a sign that black magic needs to be broken, right? So this string of potentially bad and possibly even dangerous situations that suddenly started happening is connected to that person who feels hurt and rejected, but because her own evil doing, or not evil doing, but her own manipulative tactics in trying to ensnare me in this case, and like in your case, something similar, right? Was exposed. And when those dark unhealed ones become exposed, rather than taking responsibility, that's when they start lashing out, right? So anyway, to make that long story short, without going into all the details, what I have here for us is the baby representing that immature person who cannot deal with a situation of where they should have taken responsibility for their own actions and instead lashed out very immaturely, right? So they're represented by the baby doll. And the other two dolls represent us and the new person that came into our lives that we connected with, who we think is pretty cool. And that can depend on whatever situation you might be in. It could be a new friend. It could be someone else you feel you click with and where there was a really good connection, right? So anything along those lines. And what I did here is because that other person was affected by the dark magic from this previous immature one, because both of them were connected to us. But so basically, let me see if I can explain that differently. If there are three people and let's say we're in the middle and this other person is connected to us. So here in this case, like on the same hand, right? And this other person is mad at us and sending us dark magic. If this person's connected to us, they can also be affected by that, right? So basically, then through us, that person can also get to them, right? So that's why I connected the cords from that immature person to us as well as the other person that we recently connected with. And I didn't really create a connection between the two of us because that's not the problem. That's not the issue here. The issue is that originally cut off person who now lashes out, right? So I have this toilet paper roll, like the inside of one, and I actually got one of those industrial ones. You know, sometimes in public washrooms they have them discarded, so I managed to grab one of those. There's thicker and stronger, and that is actually better for what I'm trying to do here. So basically, for the past week or so, I knew that I really should cement the portal and gateway shut that this person still has to us because there was contact in the past. And I had basically cut open that portal and closed it that way. But in some cases, that's not enough. So when someone is on the spiritual path but practices dark magic, then sometimes it requires a little bit more strength. So this can is just barely bigger than this. So I can put the portal in here so that I don't have a huge mess here afterwards. And then I'm going to put the cement that I already pre-mixed, and I actually mixed it with drywall compound to make it more pliable because the cement by itself is just not that pliable, right? It's kind of, yeah, it's a little harder to work with, I found the last time I did this. So once I cut these, I will put the portal in here and then cement it shut. And I have the reversal crank here to reverse any and all damage. And we're returning all the stuff that they sent back to them so that whatever they wish on us shall happen to them instead. So just a return to sender, right? And I think that's pretty much it. Now, I have to see how I'm guided exactly in the ceremony. But most likely we will be sending them love and light for their own healing as well. But they also have to learn their lesson that they cannot simply wish evil on others just because they were caught and called out on what they were doing manipulatively, right? So with that being said, I didn't actually put another candle here because this actually takes up a lot of space here. I might add a little one after all of this is done. But yeah, I just didn't want too much space taken up here and, you know, have anything catch on fire here. So with that being said, I just realized I actually did forget to get the sage from the other room. Give me 1 sec. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and sorry, I still have to learn to be more literal in how I speak. So not 1 second, but a few seconds, one moment. Yeah, again, this is also a reminder for all of you that as we move on and higher in our ascension, we have to start choosing our words more carefully, right? Because whatever we say affects our reality more and more immediately than for regular people who are still in complete unawareness, right? So, yeah, with that being said, it's all work in progress and it's all good. We're learning every day and we're healing and improving, and that's all good. All right, please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, low vibrational, and unhealed, and transmute it into pure divine essence and return it to the universe for reintegration, and help us fully and completely reconnect to our own inner divinity as well as that all around us. And through that, help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. All right. I'm going to actually let this burn a little more here in the back. I feel that smell is very soothing. So, all right. Dear divine higher power of the universe, our higher selves, and our entire divine spirit team of the light, please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. All right. Let us give a moment let us take a moment to give thanks. That's what I meant to say. Let us take a moment to express our gratitude for whatever blessings we've had either today or over the last few days or in general, or something very specific that maybe we just take for granted and don't really appreciate enough. Earlier, I was listening to something about, for example, having our eyesight, having our hearing, having hair on our head, or most of us. Just things that we may completely take for granted. Not everyone has those, right? So, was it today or yesterday? I just saw a blind, actually, no, today I saw a blind actually, both yesterday and today. Yesterday, I saw a blind person when entering a building, and today I saw a blind person crossing the street, and it's like all the cars stopped, right? And there was no actual crossing, but everyone just saw, okay, there's a blind person, so everyone just stopped, right? Which was really amazing. So, yeah, some people live with a lot more challenges than we do, and sometimes we forget when something is not great or perfect in our lives, and the temptation of the 3D programming is to start complaining about all the things that are not good rather than looking for all the blessings that will actually help us shift into higher vibrations, right? Okay, with that being said, I really, really do want to give thanks for all the senses that are working either perfectly or well enough. Even though I do need reading glasses now, my eyes are still quite good, and my hearing is, and I have an excellent sense of smell, actually more highly developed than most people. And my psychic senses are helping me in knowing and detecting things that a lot of other people miss, right? And even though it can sometimes still be challenging when dealing with a 3D person who doesn't believe it, who questions it, right? But slowly learning to stand my ground more, or not even when it's a 3D person, but also when, for example, like in this case, when it's someone who is on the spiritual path, who still thinks they can just lie to someone who has psychic abilities and who knows that they're lying, but they're still lying, right? So, since dealing with people like that our entire lives, we have usually, or most of us, many of us, have learned to just go along with their lies and pretend that we believe them, right? Because otherwise there were always negative repercussions. And while stepping into our power, we have to go through these stages of their backlashing. But that's an important stepping stone to fully come into our power, because the higher we rise, the less that stuff affects us. So if we just start out, then there might be really bad repercussions, but we have to get through that. And with every time it gets easier and easier and easier, right? Until it's nothing, right? So please keep that in mind during times when you get frustrated, or when you want to kind of just take the easy way out. But no, that is not a good solution if you want to actually ascend. Okay, anyway, enough being said. So I also want to give thanks for the wonderful new connection, and just having had a few wonderful, beautiful, nice, warm, sunny days that have been such a joy after a long winter, that just make me feel so much more alive and happy again, that I'm just really, really grateful. Okay, with that being said, I hope you all had a chance to think of all of the blessings in your lives. And without further ado, let us cut these toxic ties from this immature person who is using black magic or dark magic. I prefer to say dark magic. Who's using dark magic against us because they feel so hurt out that they're misdirecting all of their own self-hate because they were actually caught in doing something that they shouldn't have been doing, right? So let any and all bonds, tackles, hold on. There's a little bit of interference going on in my brain right now. The wording doesn't want to come easily. So yeah, there's definitely something going on from that person. Let any and all cords, bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, and any and all other connections, karmic and otherwise, between us and our new connection, and between us and that old toxic person, and between our new connection and that old toxic person, let all those connections to that toxic cut off person, and from that previous from that toxic person that we previously had in our lives. There's definitely interference going on. Let all of those connections now and forever be cut, severed, finished, and removed. Both we and our new friend, our new connection, shall be freed. Ooh, and this one really doesn't want to cut. Whew. Okay, so that was a tough one. So those connections shall be cut and removed fully and completely, now and forever, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And this person shall no longer be able to connect with us or see us. They shall no longer be able to spy on us through the spirit realm. So no remote viewing, no astral spying, or any of that crazy stuff that people do when they're desperate and toxic. None of that shall be possible anymore. They shall be completely blinded in that sense that they will simply see nothing. Actually, give me 1 second. I just had a bit of guidance here. I need something else. Okay, I'm not sure if my regular tissue would have been long enough, but I was guided to actually blindfold this person so that they shall no longer be able to see anything when they're trying to remotely connect with us through the spirit realm. So they shall be completely without vision, without view, without anything. It shall just be dark. And any and all portals and gateways that existed between us and them shall now and forever be cemented shut so fully and completely that nothing and no one can go through there. Not even the tiniest astral parasites, nothing shall be able to get through there. It shall be fully and completely cemented shut from bottom to top. And oops, there, that's pretty good. Maybe a smooth top. There we go. That's pretty good, huh? There you go. Okay. Oh, I feel like I want to actually just throw the bonds in there as well. Now that's going to get a little messy actually, because I already put that in. Okay, hold on. I'm going to use the pencil that I used for mixing. There, perfect. Oh, actually that worked quite well. Ha, look at that. And there's still a bit of a gap between that and actually it's not as messy as I expected. Good. That was really meant to be. So these cords and bonds are also cemented in there. No longer possible to be reconnected. That's it. All of that is done and finished. Oof. Yeah. All right, now let's see. Oh yeah, and today I had a very aggressive person come at me in traffic. Actually, two. And actually more than would normally be the case. Like most days are pretty peaceful and like I have tranquility. So that person just keeps sending stuff. So that's all cemented shut. It's done and finished. And let any and all spells, curses, hexes, and dark magic that this immature person is sending us, who is so lost in darkness and misdirects all of their self-hate at us, shall now and forever be broken, severed, and removed. All the dark magic shall be neutralized, and any and all damage shall be reversed, and reversed in our lives and returned to sender. Good luck shall stream back into our lives, and these dark unhealed ones shall receive exactly what they put out into the world. And we are going to send them love and light for their own healing journey. It will be a long and hard journey for them, but wishing them the best of luck on that journey. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, let's get a little bit of light going here. Let's use the yellow glass again to strengthen our solar plexus even more, right? So after working on this again and again and again, each time, like, it gets a little stronger. And give me a moment. I got some candles here. And actually, what I did, I'll show you in a second. These are votive candles. I don't know where it says. Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't quite say there, but normally they are this way, but I don't like it wider at the top and more narrow at the bottom. I prefer it the other way around. So I simply pulled the wick out and turn it around. So this way, like, the bottom is wider, right? Which means like there's less of a chance of anything tipping over. I just prefer that solidity. So with that being said, by lighting this candle, let massive amounts of divine healing light flood all of us, including that extremely dark, toxic person who is caught in their own view of the world, for a lack of better words to explain their toxicity, but it actually doesn't need to be explained. They're just unhealed and not happy really in their lives. So let us light this candle to bring light into all of our lives, to help all of us on our healing journey, and to heal all of us. So you viewers and myself and that new person that was a part of this situation, let all of us very, very strongly be supported and protected by our divine team. Let us be so massively and strongly and safely protected and shielded from any and all harm, that we can rest and relax and trust that our divine team, our guardian angels, and all the other light beings that help us, that they're all protecting us 100% of the times, all the time. And the protection is 100%. Like, we're so completely safe, shielded, and protected. We have nothing to worry about. And whatever bad situations they wished on us shall be returned to them, returned to sender, access denied, instant karma, love and light. And so it is. All my relations. All right. Let us take a deep breath in, breathing in that pure divine healing light. And let us exhale any and all fear, worry, anxiety, stress, and any and all other dark emotions that prevented us from fully relaxing and trusting. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. All right, let the ceremony now be finished. Please accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our entire divine team. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected at all times, and with a divine seal of protection. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe, and comment down below, please. I would very much love to read your comments, especially how you felt during and after the ceremony. It's really wonderful for me to get this kind of feedback. And this month, unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances and things happening, there won't be any group ceremonies, but starting in July, we'll have a virtual shamanic ceremony again that is very interactive, and a live one here in the Greater Toronto area in Canada. So if any of the viewers are from this area, then you can join us. I haven't posted it yet, but I will over the next week or so. So I'm thinking probably in the second week of July will be the live one, and in like 2 weeks later, roughly, should be the virtual one, just to spread it out a little bit. So if you would like to stay informed, you can already head over and sign up on the Shamanic Shaman Facebook page and on meetup.com. The virtual one will then have the login through meetup.com, but on both sites I will post the information. And other than that, I will reconnect with you through other videos in the meantime, and I'm sending you so much love and light, tons of blessings and protection. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May truth and integrity always be with you. Bye for now.